Let's meet the Dobson family. Mark and Daniela Dobson are a young couple who live in Miami. Miami is a big city located in South Florida. Mark works as a manager at a large bank in downtown Miami. Daniela works as a web designer. She receives contracts from various companies to build and maintain their websites. Mark was born and grew up in the United States. His parents and grandparents moved to the United States from Europe in the 1940s during and after the Second World War. His family settled in New York, where he grew up and completed his education. Shortly after graduating from college with a degree in business administration, he moved to Miami, where he got a job at a pharmaceutical company. In 1995, Mark met Daniela at work. She was assigned to improve the company website. One day, when Mark was paying for his lunch at the company cafeteria, he noticed Daniela sitting alone at a table. He walked over, introduced himself, and asked if he could sit with her. They began to have lunch together every day. As they got to know more about each other, they fell in love. Daniela was born in Manizales, Colombia. She grew up there, but after she graduated from university with a degree in computer science, her family moved to the United States. In 1998, after having dated Mark for 3 years, Mark and Daniela were married. They rented a small apartment in Pompano Beach and began to save money to buy a house. Daniela loves life in the United States. She learned as much English as she could by taking English classes, watching TV, and practicing with her American friends. Although she speaks English well, there are some words and expressions that she still doesn't understand. Mark is always happy to help her improve. Mark doesn't speak a word of Spanish. Now that he has married Daniela, it is something he would love to learn. He knows it won't be easy, as he is very busy with work and has very little time to relax and enjoy himself. However, since most members of Daniela's family don't speak English, he is determined to learn enough Spanish to get by.
John Lennon was born on October the 9th, 1940, in Liverpool, England. His mother's name was Julia, and his father's name was Freddie. John's father was a sailor and worked on a ship. He didn't live with his parents. He lived with his Aunt Mimi and Uncle George. His mother visited him often, but she died when he was 17. John liked art at school, but he wasn't a good student. He loved music, and in 1960 he started a group called the Beatles with Paul McCartney, Pete Best and George Harrison. The Beatles played in Liverpool and Hamburg, Germany. Their manager, Brian Epstein, discovered them in the Cavern Club, Liverpool. Cynthia Powell was John's first wife. They were married on August the 23rd, 1962, and on April the 8th, 1963, John's first son Julian was born. In 1963, John and Paul helped the Rolling Stones with their first hit song, I Wanna Be Your Man. The Beatles' first #1 song was Please Please Me. John married Yoko Ono on March the 20th, 1969, and they stayed in bed for a week in Amsterdam. This was their famous bed-in for peace. John and Yoko's son Sean was born on John's birthday in 1975. A crazy man killed John Lennon on December the 8th, 1980, next to his flat in New York. He was 40 when he died.
Tim, so are you doing some last-minute shopping before the weekend?
Well, actually, I'm looking for supplies to put together 72-hour kits for each member of my family.
72-hour kit? What's that?
Basically, a 72-hour kit contains emergency supplies you would need to sustain yourself for 3 days in case of emergency, like an earthquake.
An earthquake? We haven't had an earthquake in years.
Well, you never know. You have to be prepared. Hey, if earthquakes don't get you, it could be a flood, hurricane, snowstorm, power outage, fire, alien attack.
Alien attack?
Well, you never know. Think of any situation in which you might find yourself without the basic necessities of life, including shelter, food, water, for over a period of time.
So what are you keeping a 72-hour kit?
Well, you should have enough food and water to last you 3 days. And you might want to pack a basic water filter or water purification tablets in case your only water source turns out to be a murky pool of bug-infested water.
Oh.
Hey, sometimes you don't have a choice. And as for food, you should keep it simple. Food that requires no preparation and that doesn't spoil, and no canned goods because they are often too heavy and bulky.
The Three Bears. 3 kinds of bears live in Alaska. These are the white bear, the black bear, and the brown bear. White bears, or polar bears, usually live on the ice and nearly always eat meat, especially seals. They often catch seals by waiting near their breathing holes in the ice. White bears always have a wash after meals. Black bears normally live in forests. They eat a lot of plants and really love honey. Black bears sometimes steal nuts from squirrels. A black bear can occasionally attack a moose. Black bears are very popular with people. Teddy bears come from black bears, and Winnie the Pooh too. Brown bears, or grizzly bears, nearly always live in the mountains. Once a year, the brown bears go to the rivers and lakes to catch salmon. Brown bears love blackberries, blueberries, and huckleberries. Bears rarely attack humans. White bears are very, very dangerous, but there are not many people where they live. You must never go near a white bear. If you meet a black bear, you shout at him until he goes away. However, if you meet a brown bear in the forest, you lie down and play dead. It is very important not to confuse brown bears with black bears.
Melissa likes to swim. She likes to eat apples. She likes to go to the beach. Melissa likes to write stories. She likes to drink coffee. She also likes to play golf and travel.
What did you do last night?
I played football with my friends.
Was it fun?
It was very fun. And what did you do?
I cooked dinner for my family.
What did you cook?
I cooked pasta and soup.
Hey, did you have a good weekend?
No, not really.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What happened?
During the weekend, my house was robbed.
Your house was robbed? What do you mean?
I mean, I was not there, and someone came and took everything from my house.
Someone took everything from your house? That's terrible.
Terrible. Yes, I think so.
Wow. Did they break anything?
Yes, They broke a window to get in.
Did they take your television?
Yes, they took the television.
Oh. Did they take the DVD player?
Yes, they took the DVD player.
Oh. Did they take your laptop?
Yes, they took the laptop.
Did they take your clothes?
Yes, they... No, they did not take my clothes.
Oh. That's because your clothes are old and out of fashion.
Do you really think my clothes are old-fashioned?
Yes, I do. They're very old.
Oh, this